Mel Carranza. He is a captain on a DC-9 for Continental Airlines, and of course, as most of you already know, Continental has threatened to go out on strike along with the rest of the members of the Airline Pilots Association. Now, a lot of the people who are saying they are going to strike, and they're planning on doing it, are in your same position. They're pilots. They've spent their entire lives trying to get to where they are. They are very vocal in why they want to go out, and yet you come along and you say, no, this is wrong. Why are you against it?
Well, Ron, I guess I'm a realist. I got to look at things as they are nowadays. It's not like it used to be. The economy, world economy is down. Our own economy in this country is down. And I believe in our chairman of the board and president of the company, Frank Lorenzo. I think he's done everything. I think his track record talks for himself. And he has tried to come to us with explanations on why he has to request that we take these cuts. Our leaders in the union have not agreed with him and have not come up with a specific plan and have not had the time, because there is no time, according to Mr. Lorenzo. We've got to do it now. And,
do you see the possibility of Continental ending up like Brana if something isn't done?
Well, I don't believe Continental will be down like Braniff, and the reason why is because Francisco Lorenzo has had the foresight to declare Chapter 11 and reorganize before we're broke. At least now we have a chance to reorganize and get the airline going again, and I want to be there to help him.
Now, they say, they being the other side of the issue, they say all Lorenzo did, the reason for all of that, was to bust the union.
Well, this is what they say, Ron, but if you look at the industry-wide problems, Braniff was the first one to go down. We're the second ones to declare bankruptcy, and there's Easter coming right behind us. They're already making noise about declaring Chapter 11, and there will be more. And the core of the problem is deregulation. Let's face it. It was put upon the airline industry, whether we liked it or not. The government wants it, and it's going to be here to stay, and we're going to have to learn to live with it.
Let's say that there was a total shutdown. What would that do to the smaller airports, the airports that, for example, don't fit into the category of New York or Houston or Dallas? What would it do to the San Antonios, the Corpus Christis? I know the Continental's already pulled out of most of the valley, if not all of it. What will it do to those areas?
Well, I think that if there is a total shutdown, and this is why I personally, this is my own opinions now, I believe that a nationwide strike by the Airline Pilots Association would be useless. It wouldn't make any effect because there will be more non-union airlines coming up, and the union airlines cannot afford the shutdowns. Just stop and think a minute. What would it do to Eastern if they had to shut down for 2 days?
What would it do to Continental?
Well, Continental, it's already reorganizing. I think that there's a lot of pilots, and I saw the list today as I went through the chief pilot's office, that will fly, even though the Airline Pilots Association may call for a strike. Number one, I was not asked if I wanted to strike. There was no time. Our leader said, you're going to strike, and that's it. I don't believe that. I'm in a free country, and I'm glad of it, and I'm proud of it. I don't believe in striking. I'm not going to strike.
How many pilots say that they go along with you? Enough to keep the airline flying?
Enough to keep the airline flying in the percentage that we're flying it today after the file of Chapter 11.
Now, should Continental not get out of this? In other words, they went down like Brana. And you said there is that possibility. There's always that possibility. What happens to a man who has spent his entire life trying to to work his way into a position that you have, flying, being the pilot of the DC-9. Where does he go when he loses that job?
Well, Ron, I don't even hate to think about it, and this is why I believe that if somebody's going to be sitting in my seat of that airplane, a DC-9, it's going to be me. Because once this job is gone, we have to start all over again. You cannot go to another airline and start where you're at right now. You have to start at the bottom of the seniority list. And at our age, we can't afford to do that. This is the end of our aviation career. Unless we can survive and help Continental survive and get through these hard times and succeed. So it's to our personal interest to see that Continental makes it.
Do most of the pilots feel that way?
Well, I think most of them do, but there's a lot of mixed emotions and loyalty. So they want to be loyal to the company and they want to be loyal to the union.
What happens now when you and these other pilots cross that picket line? They have already said that there's going to be picket lines and that they are going to be sizable picket lines. What happens when you try to walk across that picket line?
Well, I don't foresee any problems other than the fact that might call you a few names, but I'm prepared to take that because, you know, Alpha has never signed a paycheck for me, Ron. Continental has, Texas International has, and Lorenzo came around and helped us pull Texas International out of it as we were going down the tubes, and he proved himself to us. And now, when have you ever heard of a small airline buy out a large airline like Continental? It just so happened that the timing was wrong, and the economy was wrong. So he has to reorganize to pull out of this crisis. And I want to be aboard that ship. If it goes down, I want to go down with it. I don't want to jump now.